This problem asks, what is 14/42 expressed in lowest terms? Another way that we can put this is simplify the fraction 14/42. Write it in the smallest numbers possible. In order to be able to do that, we're going to take 14/42 and we're going to divide it using the giant 1. Inside of this 1, on the numerator and the denominator, we're going to put a number that we can divide both by 14 and 42. And I'm going to talk about two different strategies that we can use to choose numbers that we can put inside of that giant 1. One strategy that we can use is to take 14 and 42 and find the factors for each of those numbers and find the largest factor that they have in common and then divide by that number. Let's do that first. We'll take 14 and find the factors for 14. Well, 1 and 14 are two of the factors. And then we remember from the 60-second club that 2 times 7 is 14 as well. And these are the factors for 14. 1, 2, 7, and 14. 14 is not divisible by 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 8, 9, etc. So 1, 2, 7, and 14 are the factors for 14. And let's look at 42. 42 has a few more factors. It has 1 and 42, 1 and the number itself. And we remember from the 60-second club, which looks at those basic multiplication facts using the numbers between 2 and 9 as factors, that 6 times 7 is another factor pair for 42. Well, a number is divisible by 2 if it is even, if it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And 42 is even. So 2 times something is going to be 42. And if you take 42 and divide it by 2, that's going to be 21. So we have 1, 2, 6, 7, 21, and 42. We can also think about the divisibility rule related to 3, which is a number is divisible by 3 if you add up the digits and they equal 3 or a multiple of 3. 42, if you add up those digits, 4 plus 2 is 6. And 6 is a multiple of 3. So we can take 3 and divide it into 42. Here's 42 divided by 3. 3 goes into 4 one time with 1 left over, and we can bring down a 2. And 3 goes into 12 4 times. So 14 is the other factor that goes with 3 to give us 42. So 3 times 14 equals 42. Now, what are the factors that they have in common? Well, they have 1 and 2 and 7 and 14, which is the largest factor that they have in common. So we can take 14 and put it inside of the giant 1. 14 divided by 14 is going to be 1. And 42 divided by 14, we just learned as we divided, is going to be 3. So here is the answer to the question, what is 14/42 expressed in lowest terms? It's 1/3. Now, this may seem like a lot of steps to take just to reduce down a fraction. Is there an easier way or another strategy that we can take? Well, there is another strategy, and you may find it easier. I find it kind of easier myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at 14 and 42, and we're going to think of the rules of divisibility. We can start with 2 and ask ourselves, can we divide 2 into both 14 and 42? And the divisibility rule for 2 is a number is divisible by 2 if it is even, if it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And both 14 and 42 are even numbers. So we'll begin with 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 42 divided by 2 is 21. Now 14/42 can seem a little less friendly than 7 over 21. 3 times 7 is 21, and 1 times 7 is 7. So those are easier, more friendly numbers to work with. And we can do this process again. We can go ahead and take a giant 1, and inside the giant 1, put 7 over 7, 7 sevens, which is the same thing as 1. And here we can take 7 divided by 7, which is 1, and 21 divided by 7, which is 3. And here in a really a quicker process, we've been able to find the same answer that we got by finding the greatest common factor between 14 and 42 in the longer method that we did at the beginning of this problem. Either one works. You can use both strategy. In either case, what you're doing is you're taking both the numerator and the denominator, and you're dividing it by factors that they have in common. And our answer to this problem, again, is 1/3. When you feel comfortable with these strategies, go ahead and try one or both of the strategies on the practice problem that's grouped with this problem on the homework quiz for this week.